Hey you guys, it's Miss Arneson, and I'm here today to help you with one of your assignments. So this is for lesson 4 in Science 242. It's about the Paris Agreement. This lesson is supposed to be about a current event that's really important that just happened a few days ago because we got a new president in the United States. And so there's parts 1 through 3, which are about the history of this Paris Agreement. And what you're going to do is kind of sum up what you learned already in this lesson, and you're going to tie it to some previous lessons. But I wanted to go over a little bit how to do that with you so that you can, get a really good grade and do a really good job. One of the things that I really think we don't make you do enough that I realized when we've been teaching online is making you guys write a lot, because especially typing and typing with grammar, you're going to be communicating a lot online with your boss. And if your boss can't understand your questions, like that's not good. If you don't know how to answer something, you have to be at least able to start so you can give your boss something to show them and find out if that's right or if it needs to be changed somehow. And a lot of you are hesitant to even write something in the first place. So I hope that this will be helpful for you and that in the future you'll be able to write things without as much guidance. But so this is writing your paragraphs and your answer for part 4 of this lesson. So the first paragraph that you're going to write is, you can do this in about 4 sentences. You're going to explain what the Paris Accord or agreement, those are both words that can describe it. You're going to explain what that is. What are the goals of it? What is its history? I would probably take, because I'm wordy, at least 4 sentences just to do that. Then you're going to state your personal opinion on joining it. So I've shown you some presidents that thought we should join it. Donald Trump, who thought we shouldn't and even pulled us out. And you're going to pick your opinion and you need to justify yourself. So you're going to write a sentence basically on whether or not you think we should join. And then you need to write at least maybe 2 sentences about what your reasons for joining or not including ourselves in that treaty are. Okay, so the second paragraph is a little bit tricky because you're going to use a couple of different resources here. So you're going to need to pick at least 3 policies, but I want to review this term real quick. Nationally determined contributions. So whether or not you personally agree that we should join this treaty we have, because Biden has just announced that I think on the 19th of February we'll officially be part of it again. But I might be wrong about the 19th. That's just the date I remember. You're going to need to write a lot more in this paragraph than in the last one, because you need to make sure that you write at least 6 to 8 sentences because you have to explain yourself. So here's what you're going to do. You're going to pick at least 3 policies, and these policies are not completely laid out yet. So there isn't a complete explanation of these. And you're going to have to go to your PowerPoint. Sorry, I'm having trouble finding it because I did load it onto the Google Drive, but it hasn't completely loaded to the assignment yet, which is why you can't see it in this video. But it's this PowerPoint. It's the one that you went over in mini lesson 4, and it has all the information about what policies are. So the reason I made you sit through that, I'm sorry, half-hour long dissertation on this information is because you are going to have to write about it. So when you go to these methods, these scrubbing error ideas, these random ideas for how to stop climate change, is that you're going to have to pick one and kind of make a policy. So you're going to be in the shoes of Joe Biden in this paragraph that you're going to write, and you're going to explain what you think he should do. And so you have to prioritize 3 of those ideas. So you need to pick at least 3 policies, and then you're going to explain why it's important. When you pick the policy, these policies aren't written. So you're going to be kind of saying, well, what do you want to do? So if you want to say, if you want to have a tax on trash, well, what is that tax going to look like in real life? Like if a policy was made and it was made into a law, what would it look like? And then you need to explain why it is important. So this part of the PowerPoint, see, it says use the PowerPoint in lesson from mini lesson 4 or your own research or inventive ideas. Like if you can come up with something that wasn't on that list, excellent. And these this is just information for you. What are you actually going to be writing? You're going to be explaining the policy in detail, and then you're going to explain why that's important or why that's going to help us solve climate change. So that's really what you need to do in this paragraph to get a good grade. But I hope that's helpful. Make sure that you check your grammar. Make sure you look for those little squiggly lines. Something I think a few people are doing is pushing ignore instead of fixing it, and that is really bad. You don't want to do that, because if you push ignore, then it's not going to change the thing now, and it's also not going to notice if it's wrong in the future. So make sure you're not clicking on ignore. Make sure you're clicking on whatever correction it's adding for you when you right click on or double click on the underlined errors, and then make sure that you reread it. You need to reread what you write before you send it to me, because sometimes I get things that don't make sense, and I am counting points off nowadays because the computer will fix it for you if you just let it do it. And that's really going to be helpful to you when you're sending emails to your boss. So I want you to get used to those tools. All right, have a good day.